Hello, my name is Elena DeLeo, and I'm from the Center for Russian, Eastern European, and Eurasian Studies at the University of Kansas. Today, I'd like to talk to you all a little bit about Russia and share some of the fascinating details about this country. First, did you know Russia's the biggest country in the world in terms of land? You can fit almost two of the United States' just inside of Russia. It's also home to many different climates and types of geography, such as mountains, the chilly tundra, grasslands or steppe, streams, volcanic areas, and swamplands. There are also over 150 different nationalities, meaning that Russia is very diverse in terms of people and culture. Russia is also home to many interesting plants and animals, including the world's deepest lake, called Lake Baikal. Lake Baikal is so deep that if the world ran out of water unexpectedly, for 3 full years, Lake Baikal could provide water for everyone. Not to mention, there are thousands of plants and animals only found around Lake Baikal, which makes it very unique. There are also 11 time zones stretching across Russia, showing how large of a landmass it really is. So you may be wondering, what do Russians like to do for fun? And where do families go around the year? Interesting question. There's a concept in Russia called a dacha. A dacha is a summer home. Many Russian families have a small summer home in the country where they garden, fish, and spend the summer together with their families. Oftentimes, the food they grow over the summer they use throughout the year, like making pickles, borscht, or other delicious Russian foods. Many dachas also have a banya. A banya is similar to a sauna, just like in America, where it gets very, very hot. However, in Russia, after you get out of the hot, hot sauna, you usually jump into ice water, freezing cold ice water. They believe this is good for your health and helps your heart and your body feel cleansed. Young Russian people and kids tend to spend a lot of time outdoors. Many people take walks through the park or do picnics. Young people are also very into sports such as soccer and hockey. Soccer is incredibly popular in Russia, but there it's called football. Many people also like to play games based on intelligence. Chess is incredibly popular throughout Russia, and many young children learn to play at an early age. There's also a fun card game called Durak, and this means fool. It's played with a normal deck of cards, just like in America. However, while we have 52 cards, they have much less. So the card decks are slightly different. Although people often think Russia is extremely cold year-round, because of the diversity of geography across the country, often in the summer, it gets quite hot, even up to the 80s and 90s. I'd like to show you a few interesting artifacts from Russia to help you visualize more what people like to do. First, they have newspapers just like us. Here's an example of a Russian newspaper, just like ours, but in Russian. There are also what's called matryoshka dolls. These dolls look like one singular doll, but inside there are many. Can you guess how many are inside of this one? Let's find out. Let's see. As I take it apart, I can set it down. 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 little matryoshka dolls. These are interesting because, as you can see, around the head is a little platok. A platok is a headscarf, often worn by older women, or a babushka, known as a grandma. Much of Russia is Russian Orthodox, and in Russian Orthodox churches, people usually cover their heads when they enter the building. Here's an example of a Russian platok. These are traditionally worn around the head and tied right in front. Many older women wear these every day, all the time, but younger people tend to only wear these in churches. Many of them come in beautiful floral patterns, and some are even lined with fur for the cold, cold winters. Another interesting fact is Russia's home to the Trans-Siberian Railway. This railroad goes from Moscow and in the west of Russia all the way across to the near Chinese border in Vladivostok. If you take the train, it takes 7 full days to get to the other side. I had the opportunity to take this train several times, and here are some of my tickets. As you can see, they're quite pretty, with a pinkish red color and a beautiful gold emblem at the top. Interestingly, because the train goes through 11 time zones, the time on the train is always set to Moscow time. So sometimes in the middle of the night, it might only be 2 p.m. in Moscow. Finally, we have what's called a balalaika. A balalaika is a Russian traditional instrument that is often played in the Altai region. The Altai region is near the mountains and in the middle and center of Russia. This instrument is similar to a guitar, but instead has only 3 strings. A balalaika is used in many traditional folk songs, and many beautiful artists learn how to play this with ease. Russians also like folklore and stories. Today I'd like to share with you a story, a children's story about Baba Yaga. Baba Yaga is a very, very famous person in Russian folklore and stories. She's a witch, but unlike in Hansel and Gretel and other stories we may know, Baba Yaga can be both good and bad depending on the story. She's known to live in a hut that stands on chicken legs in the woods that can move around as she goes. So let's find out if in this story, Baba Yaga is good or bad. This story is called Baba Yaga and the Wise Doll. Once there was a witch called Baba Yaga. "You are truly terrifying," her trusty toad told her. "I hope so," said Baba Yaga. "That's what I'm here for." One day, Baba Yaga looked into her many ways mirror and saw what she saw. A too nice child, a horrid child, and a very horrid child. "And I can see who will be visiting me in the very near future," she cackled. Even as Baba Yaga was cackling to herself, horrid and very horrid child began to push Too Nice out of the house. "We don't want you around," they said. "You're too nice. Go away. You can't play with us." "I know you don't like me," said Too Nice. "But I can't always be alone. What shall I do?" "Go into the forest," said Horrid. "Yes," said Very Horrid with a crafty wink, "and visit Baba Yaga. Bring us back one of her toads in a jeweled jacket and diamond collar. If you do that, we might play with you." So, Too Nice went out into the forest. She was all alone, except for her very dearest possession, her little doll, given to her by her mother before she died. "Now what?" Too Nice asked the doll. "It's unbearable to stay, and it's unbearable to go." "No one can stay and go at the same time," said the doll. "Put me in your pocket, and listen to my advice whenever I have any, and let's be off." So off went Too Nice with the doll, deep in her pocket, and deep in the forest. Baba Yaga saw her coming. Baba Yaga pulled her nose down and her chin up, and they met in a terrifying crescent. She called to her side Broom, Cauldron, and all the toads. She told the house to unfold its scaly chicken legs, and take them to meet the coming-on child. When Two Nice saw the house running towards her and Baba Yaga peering out from a chimney top, her legs turned to jelly. "I can't do this," she said. "Oh, yes, you can," said the doll from her pocket. "Just go right up and knock, and all will be well." So Two Nice went up to the house. "Yes," squawked Baba Yaga, in a voice like a rusty door. "And what do you want, little girl?" "Oh, never mind," she sneered. "Nothing is for nothing. You want something, you'll work for it." Then Baba Yaga waved at a mountain of dishes and a hill of dirty laundry. "Do it all by morning or the cauldron will cook you," she said. Immediately, Two Nice set out scrubbing and washing. But as midnight passed, she began to tremble. "I'm cooked," she said to the doll. "I can't do it." "Yes, you can," said the doll from her pocket. "You could do it in your sleep. In fact, sleep now and all will be well." So Two Nice curled up by the fire while the doll finished her work. In the morning, when the household woke up, Baba Yaga saw all the work done and was impressed. But she didn't show it. Instead, she waved at a pile of dirt in the yard. "In that pile," she wheezed, "is an equal amount of dirt and poppy seeds. Separate all of this by the evening, or my toads will taste you." Immediately, Two Nice got down to work. But as the sun started to drop in the sky, she began to quiver and shake. "Oh no," Two Nice said, trembling. "I can't do this. Not in one day, not in 1,000 days." "Yes, you can," said the doll in her pocket. "You can do it with your eyes closed and your hands tied. In fact, shut your eyes for a while, and you'll see all will be well." So Two Nice sat down in the shade and shut her eyes while the doll did all of the work. When the household returned from the forest at the end of the day, Baba Yaga was impressed, but she didn't show it once again. Instead, she waved Two Nice towards the larder. "In there is a heap of food. Lay it out for us and join us at the table." Once the food was laid out and they were all at the table, Baba Yaga's eyes glowed like hot coals. "Now, answer me correctly, or you'll be my first course. What was it you came for?" Immediately, Two Nice opened her mouth to say, "A toad for Horrid and Too Horrid." But she felt the doll jumping up and down in her pocket and answered instead, "To get a good scare, of course, because that's what you're here for." This time, Baba Yaga showed she was impressed. She leaped under the table and danced, in turn with Broom, Cauldron, and the toads. "That's the right answer, little wise one. Beyond your years. How did you come to be so wise and pass all my tests?" Said Two Nice, feeling the doll in her pocket. "By a gift from my mother." "Well, gifts beget gifts," cackled Baba Yaga. And so she presented Two Nice with one of her own toads in a beautiful pearl-encrusted jacket, a diamond collar, and an emerald lace. And when Two Nice led the toad back to the Horrid and Very Horrid, he wasted no time. He gobbled them up and quietly hopped back into the forest. And Two Nice, not surprisingly after all she'd been through, stopped being too nice and became, well, just about right. So as you can see, Baba Yaga is a very interesting character because she can be both good and helpful, like giving Two Nice the toad, or bad in situations where bad children come around. I hope you enjoyed the story.
Hello everyone, my name is Marie and I live in Russia, in the city of Volgograd. And today I want to tell you some interesting facts about the city. The first fact: the monument Motherland, located in Volgograd at the time of construction, was the highest in the world. with a height of 85 meters. It is twice as high as the State of Liberty. Second fact, the famous Volgograd Mamayev Kurgan is included in the list of 7 wonders of Russia. And the next fact, Volgograd River Station is the largest in Europe. And the last fact today, in Volgograd is one of the best planetariums in the country. It looks more antique temple like space museum. I hope this video is useful to you and thank you for your attention.
Всем привет! Меня зовут Vanya, and I'm 17 years old, and I live in Tomsk. Tomsk is a very international city because it is full of universities, and a lot of people from many different countries come to Tomsk to attend to universities. About 20% of the population of Tomsk are students. The population of Tomsk is 600,000 people.
Привет, меня зовут Катя, and I'm from Vladivostok in Far Eastern Russia. And you know that my hometown is located at the same geographical latitude as Crimea, but because of a cold current, there is the weather like in Moscow.
Hello guys, welcome to Kyrgyzstan. My name is Akmaral and I'm from Bishkek. So I will tell you one interesting fact about Kyrgyzstan. I think few people know that the homeland of walnuts is not Greece but Kyrgyzstan. So after returning from a campaign, Alexander the Great decided to make a halt in this land. So he ordered to replenish supplies with some local fruits. And they arrived in Greece, where the fruit appeared to the world. So the nut became a walnut. In any case, it was on the territory of Kyrgyzstan where the largest nut-sharing forests in the world are located. And they are located in the Arslanbol Valley, and currently they are considered as a World Heritage Site.